Friends, it's Dave again from Southgate Imaging. So a new guitar review today. This is a new to me Yamaha FS5 Red Label acoustic guitar. So the way I want to do this review today is I'll walk through the guitar with a lot of detail shots and just talk about the background of the guitar and what makes this guitar special. And it is a special guitar, trust me. And then we'll do some playing examples at the end. So I'll have the chapters bookmarked, so if you just want to go and hear the guitar, you can just jump to that. Anyway, so the guitar itself, let's walk through it quickly. It's a Yamaha FS5. So the FS5s are the higher end guitars in the Red Label series that were released about 5 years ago, and they're bench kind of luthiered by individual luthiers in Japan. So these are really not mass produced, they're kind of hand touched, very close to a boutique kind of guitar in a sense. So they are all solid wood, Sitka spruce top, solid mahogany back and sides. Just a beautiful guitar. This one is a gloss. So the gloss models came out in around September of 2024, maybe August, September, somewhere on there I believe, and anything built from that point on was the gloss. Previously they were satin. So solid ebony bridge, ebony pins, and ebony fingerboard. It's all solid. Kind of a sparse look. It's just really the regular kind of sound hole here. It's not a blingy guitar really. It's just a good quality guitar. Has kind of the legacy open back tuners on the back. Yamaha branded. I haven't had a problem with the tuners in the time I've had it. It seems really good. Single strip of probably ebony going down the back. Pin, heel pin, strap pin. The controversial feature of these guitars is the pickguard. The pickguard is somewhat thick. It's not as thick as the inspired by Gibson pickguards that comes on the J45s, which is just huge. And you know that pickguard is probably 2.5 millimeters thick. That was a really weird design choice by Epiphone. This is a little, probably a millimeter and a half, probably bigger than it has to be. I know when you're on the forums, the owners will talk about pulling these off and going naked or going with a thinner pickguard. It really doesn't bother me. Some people don't like the scratchiness of it. It really doesn't bother me at all. I actually like the pickguard. So each to each their own, right? To me, it's a non-issue. Again, just really it's a high-end guitar. It's an ARE treatment to the wood, which is the Yamaha's torrification. So it has all the kind of things that you would kind of expect in a new high-end guitar. So again, ebony bridge pins. It comes with elixirs. I believe these are the original elixirs. I'll more to that in a little bit. Like I say, just a single rosette, nothing too blingy at all. Ebony fingerboard, beautiful tuners. Again, just beautiful tuners. A really nice build, not a blingy thing. A very light build. Very light build. So it's made really for fingerstyle. The thing just the guitar just rings and rings. It's very lightweight, very lightweight. We'll get more to the playing a little bit. So like I say, just an excellent all-around guitar. It comes with a case, a beautiful high-end case, and I'll have some video of that. It's a really nice case. So in their product line they have the FG5, which would be the Dreadnought version. Would be made in Japan. They have a FS5, which is this version, which is manufactured really in Japan. They have a FS3, which is a concert that's manufactured in China. And then they have FG3, which is the Dreadnought version manufactured in China. If you see an X in any of the model names. The X represents there's a pickup in it. This one doesn't have a pickup. It's a perfect candidate probably for a K and K down the road. So that's kind of what you're going to get there. The Chinese manufactured instruments are still good. I've owned a FS3 and a FG3s, and I think I had a FSX3 at one point. They're all excellent instruments. A couple of the downgrades in those, so you're going to have a urea, which is plastic, nut and saddle. You're not going to get the ebony bridge pins. You don't get the upgraded case. They're not, I would call, individual Luther built like the FG series in Japan, so they're kind of more mass produced in China. Still great guitars. The ones I had, I didn't have any problems with them. But you can tell the difference between an F3, an FS3 and an FS5. There's no question. The attention to detail and the setups on these are just outstanding. On the F3s and FG3s, now you're dependent on your music store. If they do a killer setup for you, that's really good. You're going to have a guitar with a killer setup and it's going to play really good. But out of the box, they're not set up like these are. These are set up to go from the Luthers in Japan, and this guitar really, really was. So that's kind of one of the big things you're getting. What else is on them? The differences, really the biggest difference lately between the 3 and 5 series is the 5 series are now all gloss. The satin that was on them previously was very nice. It was a nice satin. There were some finish issues. I know reading the forums, it would do some funny things like turning milky in spots and things like that. Some people actually buff them up and turn them into gloss guitars anyway. You can do that if you want. The ones I had that were matte, I didn't have a problem with them. They were absolutely fine. I do like the gloss though. That being said, I really like the gloss. So they've kind of segmented the products even more now that they have the gloss version available. And if you like gloss, that's a big thing. If you don't like gloss, well, you probably aren't going to buy a 5 series. So it all depends. One guitar I'll probably get before too long. I still want to get another FG3. I just really like that. They sounded really good. So they have a nice big D18 sound because they're all mahogany, of course, and they sound better in some ways. I've been in music rooms at Long McQuaid with guys that were playing D18s right back to back with FG3s, and they don't give up anything. In some ways they actually sound better than the Martins to my ear. Everyone's ears are different, so I know they're sacrilege. We won't go into religion, but that's the impression I have. These things will go right back to back really with Martin triple O's. They really are that good, and they'll go back to back with the Larrivee OMs. I've owned a number of Larrivees, and these are right there. It really comes down to the sound that you want, some of the individual, quirks of the instruments. For example, these are 1 3/4 inch nut, and that's a generous sizing. Some of the, like Larrivees, maybe Martins, the string spacing may be a little bit wider, so it really depends. They're still considered 1 3/4, so that could be a thing. But these are all top-end guitars, and you really, they're so close, and it really just comes down to individual preference. The Yamahas, I mean, the value is just unbelievable. This will stand up to a 0018 Martin. That's a $4,000 guitar around my parts, and in Canada, that's Canadian dollars. In Canada, these retail for $2,000 plus tax, so it's a $2,300 guitar. The Martin will easy go to $4,000. With tariffs coming in, God knows what's going to happen on Martin prices. We may have no choice in Canada anyway. This stuff may be priced, beyond. So who knows? Anyway, that's the walkthrough of the guitar. I hope you enjoyed that. So, without any further ado, let's do a little bit of playing and see what this thing will do. friends, I hope you enjoyed that. I enjoy bringing these to you. This is just a smoking guitar. To me, it's one of those guitars that just fits right, feels right, and plays exceptionally well. I'm looking forward to trying to do some comparisons now between the FS5, and the Larrivee OM and 000 mahogany models. The obvious comparison is going to be the Martin 00018, and probably, if I can get a hold of one, a single artist, and see how that compares as a Canadian-made product. They're rare. They're hard to find, but anyway, I have a knack for that. So we'll see what I can get there. Again, we enjoy bringing the videos. Please like, subscribe, and comments. We're getting subscribers now from all over the world, and I really find the comments interesting. So let me know. If you have an FS5 or an FG or an FS3 or 5, let me know in the comments and let me know what you've been doing them. I don't know what I can do to modify this to make it better, but maybe you have, so let me know. Again, thanks and have a great day.